So, what did you get for Christmas? We got that to talk about. We got work in the shop to talk about. We don't have any or any tours to talk about, so we can talk about golf clubs. Well, we're just talking. Welcome back to What's in My Drawers Golf Talk. It's What's in My Drawers because old club makers and club fitters are tremendous pack rats, and I'm one of them. And that's turned into a worldwide discussion about golf equipments, fittings, repairs, opinions, and whatever else we want to talk about. So let's get this started. First and foremost, Merry Christmas to everybody out there. We'll call this the Christmas edition, although I am not wearing my Santa gear, but Merry Christmas. And while we're at it, Happy New Year, because our next one will be a few days after, which is not too bad. And while I have all your attention, it'll be happy anniversary to me and Mrs. McGolf, our 37,429th year. No, 38 years. Love you, babe. Thank you very much. All righty. So we got that. So while you're out enjoying the festivities, enjoy all you can, be safe all you can. All right. So take all you want, but eat all you take. All right. That's what a buddy of mine used to say when we go over there. All right, so what did we do? Well, we do have some things that we'd like to show you. Number one, let's start with Erin. She got posable this week. Look at that. Boom. There. Like, don't kid yourself. What that is where's my food? So she's doing that. A couple of Christmas sets of clubs that went out. Here's the first one. I believe these are the JPX. These are the hot metal forged, I believe. Those went out, and they came with some Ohio State MCC4 grips and some Mizuno shafts. Very, very nice setup. I do like them. They turned out really, really nice. And another set went to, I can pull it up here. Yeah, it didn't come with it. Looks very much like that, except for their Mizuno 921. No, those are the forged. I actually made two sets. How about that? And those had the green on them, the green MCCs, and these had the KBS Tour flighted in the S pluses. The guy hits a 6-iron. Oh, I'm going to say 200. So. We're going to see how that one works out. I've convinced him to go maybe just that degree stronger, so because he can turn it on and turn it off whenever he wants. Another thing that we did, something that we did is around here in Southern Ohio, there is an Old West, a mock-up of an Old West town, and they do a very, very good job of it, and it's tucked away in the hills. And it's called, I think it's called Dogwood Pass. And it's just really, really cool. So we went to it, and that was the walking in. That's not a very good picture, but that's us walking in. You got to see they put the lights on all the Wild West. I mean, this is just like Wild West. I figured with the popularity of the cowboy movies here of late is 1886 or whatever it is, and but gun shop, a hotel, another place where everybody was going in. I think that was the Mercantile. Another area, there was a barber shop and a post office, and then they were doing a Grinch thing right there, and you can see a lot of that going on. So not too bad. All right, so there we go. We're gonna get moving again. Another thing I have to say thanks to. Charles, who is on here regularly, or Charlie, sent me this. There you go. A poker chip with the USS or with the Navy logo on it, and then Chrome Softs with the Navy logo on it. Chrome Soft X's. So a sleeve of those will go into my golf ball collection, and the rest I will send them on their way, as any good Navy guy would do. All righty. So when we talk about what'd you get for Christmas, now from a golfing point of view, got that one. I got a rangefinder. It was from a group called Blue Tees. They were all over the internet. Decided to give them a shot because they had a magnetic bar built into it that you can just put against the golf cart or the trolley, and it come in a pretty substantial case, which I did like. Now the other thing it did that I wasn't really aware of, but I'm kind of glad it is it displays in red. All right, it displays in red very much, or the other one's displayed in black, and I would lose the black in the shadows and stuff. Now this red's and this thing senses sunlight, so it can darken and still the red shows up very, very well. And then it also does slope. Now I haven't turned it on yet, but I went golfing Sunday. That's another thing we'll talk about. Went golfing Sunday and forgot to take it with me. I was just so excited to be golfing in Southern Ohio and being able to go out and hit balls without needing a parka that it wasn't too bad. All right. Now for everybody that knows this is what I got for Christmas. Macallan. If you notice, rare cask. You can't see it. Number one. Why is it a big box? So it has a big presentation for the most part. But it looks like this. There it is. Rare cask Macallan. Now, if you guys saw it on Facebook, I'll sit this down. If you saw it on Facebook, I said that's when it's going to be ultra rare occasions. Today, I was using the example of when money starts raining from the heavens. Kind of unique is when we're going to open it. But if you listen to what my dad was saying, it was for when you make a long putt or find yourself in the middle of the fairway or you find yourself golfing or anything like that. So, yes, it will be a special occasion type scotch, and it'll have to be a very special occasion. So, thank you again. Work that's going on. This is one that's going to turn into a video. I got a set of these. Callaway X20s, bore-throughs, and with a steel shaft. It's got the Uniflex in there, right? And those Uniflex X20s. And this golfer wants recoiled darts. So it's going to be going from steel to graphite, bore through. It's going to be a really long-winded one because there's all kinds of questions to ask about that. If you guys got any questions to ask about that, put them down in here in these questions, and hopefully Mrs. McGolf will write them down.
460 ESX, not darts.
Oh, 460s, recoil 460s. Anyway, if you got a question on something like this, put them in there, and I can throw that into the video so that if somebody else is asking that question, they'll get the answers as well. All righty. So there's no golf to actually talk about. There was a truckload of reviewing, I can tell you that. And if you listen to XM or watch the golf, they were reviewing, it was the year 2021 in golf. Which leads me to my first question for you guys. All right, first question is either in golf equipment or golfing, what was the thing that impacted you most or in 2021, right? Was it a release of a golf club that was just magic in your bag? Was it a release of a golf ball? Was it somebody with a teaching tidbit that just helped you out? Or was it somebody's play that just was so outstanding that it impressed you? Best thing for you, best thing that happened in golf in 2021. And let's see what happens there. All righty, let's see, make sure I got it all. Yep, we got it all. And let's go to talk to folks. Here we go. All righty, Patrick. Oh, look at the new stuff it comes out red and yet white on the bottom. That's pretty cool. Hello, Jim Rom. Hope your holidays are good. Can't blame the holidays. I was fat in August. Dude, you're preaching to the choir, brother. Oh, about holidays. Did the one good thing about Christmas dinner is you get Christmas leftovers if you're that kind of person. I am not a ham guy, but we had a spiral wound ham, and man, oh man, was it good! I just had a ham sandwich before walking into the room. It was very, very good. I don't know if you guys get it. It's on Hawaiian bread. I don't know if you guys know that. It was on Hawaiian bread, and man, that stuff is delicious. What do you want? You don't need to come in here. What? She's trying to get in, Robin. Matt. Oh, now she is in. Aaron just tried to get in. My dog. Come on, baby. There you go. Matt shot rounds of 75, 73 this week. Actually played in 28-degree weather. Blah. No. What is your resolution for 2020? Mine is to play more rounds this year. Okay, that's a good one. There's a second good question. Anything? What are you guys planning on doing this coming year that is like your goal? Right? Is your goal? My resolution is that I'm going to. I've already started it. You've seen the workout videos. If you guys haven't, on Saturdays for the most part. Ah, man, I'm doing a series of golf workouts from a doctor in physical therapy who's also TPI certified, and I'm into weeks. I'm right now starting week 6. I'm about a week behind on posting because I want to make sure of what I'm saying. And this last one that we put up, you get to see Dr. Gidry and what he was all about. We didn't talk specifics. I just wanted you to get a flavor of what this guy is, and he knows his stuff. And the app that he has, it's Gidry Golf and Sport, and he gets you back from rehab. He rehabs. He gets you, get you talking. The app is very, very good. I'm not in that. How should you say it? I'm not in that generation that lives for that kind of stuff, and but I'm digging on this, so it's pretty good. The other one is I want to pass my goal is to pass that PGA PAT. I hope it can happen. Based on yesterday's golf outing, you would say no, but what that was is I haven't golfed since basically October, and due to being busy and whatnot, and the schedule not allowing, and then weather coming in, that kind of thing. But I've been hitting, and on the first couple of holes, so I shot an 84, 85, and it went 43, 41, I think, so 84. Anyway, the first two holes were both. The first one was a double, and the other one was a double, and it was just chipping, so it was short game stuff. And then I found myself hitting every branch of every tree that was sticking out. And with all the leaves on, that takes a lot of skill to hit those tree branches. And I did that on 2 holes, and it cost me dearly. Outside of that, I was playing pretty decent golf. And on the very last hole, I hit a driver that was just amazing, and it went within the zone I was looking for. In that 280 to 300 is where I'd like to see them go. The swing speed I'm generating, I'm pretty close, and the last one just got right to that area, so I'm happy with that. So the progress is there. It's just now controlling it so I can make it happen. Oh, and for all you guys that hear me complaining about putting and then my atrocious putting, I 3-putted 1 hole and it was number 17. So, and 3-putting is kind of stretching it because the first putt was really far off. So, yeah, a lot of good things there. All right, funny story. Playing an 18-degree weather, my divots freeze to the golf club. Oh, not 28 degrees, Matt. No. All right, best rounds out of the course. On the course are a handful of 66s. Last night in the sim, I managed to grind out 64. Well done, sir. Well done. There's Paul. What do you say, sir? How do you tell if you should be using a senior flex instead of a regular flex? Driver at 80, average length 190. Thanks. So you're right at the in most terms, right? We're going to use that. Is that 80 is right at the cusp. You're at the very bottom of what I would call the regular, the very top of the senior flex range. And right then and there, Paul, would be for me, it would determine on your tempo and your turn down or your pull down, your transition is what they call it, and then the way that you release. A lot of those are taken into account to see how what we need you to be in. Now, when you were here last, and that has been a while now, probably pretty quick, and that was because you were coming off of a bad knee. And now that you've got a good knee, I don't know if it's gotten any quicker or if you've smoothed it out. That would be the real defining moment. And it could be also that, maybe something lighter could also help you as well instead. Danny, played 9 in the morning between hip and back pain. I didn't play very well since I was able to play in December. Did you barbecue anything special for Christmas? Did I barbecue anything special for Christmas? No, not for Christmas. We made the ham. However, and I'll have to show you guys some pictures of it. For the anniversary, I am smoking we're going to do prime rib on the smoker. So that could be a lot of fun. I've been looking to try and figure out what to put on the outside to create the crust. The smoker part I think is going to be fairly easy, but that and then we're going to do lobster tails too. That will be fun. So that'll be some pictures to talk about on Monday. Oh, the other thing while we're talking, like and subscribe. Right, I get caught up in talking. Like it. Oh, that was a bad thing to say. Mrs. McGolf will be on me now. I told you. Uh, like and subscribe. Hit the subscription bell. That way, you get all the videos when they drop. We're making progress in the subscription area. I'd like to get to 25,000 fairly rapidly. If you have anybody that's out there that's looking into YouTube and they're a buddy, or even if they're not a buddy, I suppose, have them take a look. If they like it, they can subscribe as well. I appreciate that. All right, Charles, Matt, more rounds are a good thing. Hey, Charles, I got something here. Check this guy out. Look at that, Mrs. McGolf right there. Now I got some for Dalmore. Definitely not the stuff in the box. Got one more than last year. All right, that's good. Getting to golf on Sunday, and it was mid 60s. No, it was low 60s, high 50s, low 60s. Good to golly, it was great. It was absolutely fantastic. Krister, how are you, sir? From a snowy Sweden. Well, here we're on it. We're on a timer, buddy. We're going to see how long it takes for a package to get up out there. Shipping overseas, that's a whole different thing for us. But hopefully you guys had a good holiday. Danny Freeman in the 70s all week in upstate of South Carolina. Usually play around on Wednesday and Saturday. Nice. Well, South Carolina, yeah. That's a good thing. All righty. Dave, Merry Christmas to you. Oh, and in a snowy Michigan. Didn't know. Good. We're going to pay for this, right? We're talking about, today was weather in the mid 60s. My truck said 71. And here, all that means is that we're going to pay for it later, right? Instead of being cold and cruddy right now, it just means it's going to be pushed out and it's going to be cold and cruddy further into the new year, which is not what I wanted to see. But we get this nice weather, but we pay for it eventually. I'm listening. Sally and I are listening to this one, and Jim is closed. What? All right. Well, you just have no. I can only imagine that you scare those people when you go in there, or they're used to you by now. Well, hello, Sally. How are you? John Pinola, how are you, sir? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you as well. What'd you get? You got the MM. Oh, okay. Now we just need to now we need to see what it's going to do for you. I think you're going to, well, you already tested it, so you know what it's going to do. I think that's going to be good for you. Thank you, Paul, and same. Thank you. Thank you. Danny's been at 40. We're 2 years behind you, buddy. Dave, thank you very much. I'm sure Mrs. McGolf will tell you it's been an uphill climb since day one. But this, I can get this one out too. Although for this hole that we're doing right now, the one statement that comes away from all this is that damn YouTube. And now, not so much now. Duque, happy anniversary. Thank you, sir. Very good. Maybe golf in PA on Friday. Warm front coming through 47. Yeah, we're supposed to see here. What was it? We're supposed to be in the 60s all the way through. Friday was going to be probably one of the best days for us to golf. Just happens to be the 31st, which is the anniversary. So chances of that happening are going to be slim. Maybe another day. And that's the day that I'm doing prime rib. So chances are that's probably not going to happen. Thank you, Matt. Jim, and happy holidays. Love the video about the week 4 golf workout. Are you using bands or weights? I want to try this, but need to stay away from heavy metal. Now, David, you know what? I'm glad you asked that, because that's the very reason why we had a discussion. When you go to, let's just say, and I would recommend Dr. Guidry. He seems to be a straightforward kind of guy. There's not a lot of flash and circumstances you guys can see in the video. He's pretty straightforward, good guy. And I told him, I said, you know, he asked me if I had any workout gear, and I have a Total Gym and I had a rower. And he's, oh, great. Total Gyms are good for that kind of stuff. And I said, that's it. I might have a 3-pound barbell that I use as a paperweight or something that I hold things down with, but that's it. And I said, and I don't intend on buying a bunch of that stuff. And he says, you really don't have to. There's rubber bands. In fact, here, hold on. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, give me a second. All right, so I had to buy 3 things, and it was this bag, and this bag is full of these bands, and I've used 2 of them so far. One with the blue one and the red one. I think the red one's got a little bit more. And you're doing different dynamic stretches with it, and it's very nice. I mean, are you going to get worn out on a couple of them? Yeah. Are you going to get worn out if you're like doing, bench presses or rows and that kind of thing? No, but it's enough to give you a little strain because you're doing fast, and that's what you want. The other thing is I bought a box, and it's a 1 barbell, and I put the next to smallest weight on it, and that's all that's ever been required. He's never put a weight limit on me or any of that other stuff. And the very final thing is a medicine ball, and it's got to be this big around for smashing on the ground. That's it. So the rest of it's on the floor. You're running, you're jumping, you're stepping, you're doing stretches, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I recommend this highly. Larry, how are you, sir? Hope you guys had a great Christmas. Do you prefer 3M epoxy over GolfWorks stuff you were using? Also, what is 3M number you recommend? Yeah, so Larry, I used the GolfWorks stuff for 20 years. And for 20 years it worked, and I had in 20 years the number of failures was infinitesimal, right? Teeny weeny. And you like that big word I just pulled out of my butt? Infinitesimal. So anyway, it was very small, and it works, right? I would recommend it. In fact, I made a heating cabinet to speed up the heating process, so I could go from a 24-hour to something in 2 hours if I really needed it. In a lot of cases I didn't, but I had it just as my backup, and it worked grand. But now, in the last 4 to 5 years, we've shipped a lot. And the reason why I did is because most of my work, if not almost all of my work, was very local. So if something happened, I could fix it. All right. And the goal here is, like safety and everything, the goal is zero mistakes, zero hurt, zero things. And, I checked around with a lot of my cohorts that are doing this, and they've all shifted to this 3M. And I like, well, why? Why did you shift to the 3M? Because they've never had a failure. And I said, never, ever, never, ever. And he says, never, ever. And I said, okay. And that was the DP 310 in black. Right? There's 3 colors. There's a clear, a green, and a black. And they have different shear strengths. And they said, okay. And it was a very quick set. You only got 4 or 5 clubs done, and then it was over. Now, in the 310, that's 310. Yeah, 310 became very, very hard to find. So I went to their website, and lo and behold, there's a DP 420. And what's the example for 420? Putting together golf clubs. I'm like, holy smokes. Now, in all of this making it, have I had a failure? Yeah, I did. I had one, and it was while it was still here. And it was my fault for not mixing it. So that it was on me. To the other side of it is I just put a wedge together, a wedge together for a Christmas club, and we showed him a different shaft, and he decided on this different shaft. And I'm here to tell you, it took me almost a whole day to pull this thing out. So it's got my total and complete confidence that when I send something out, that it's not going to fail. Because now we're sending things out a long way. Like we've gone to Israel, and we send to Texas and Florida and all these other places all over the place, to the East Coast, West Coast. And so I just want to make sure that when you guys order something and I make it, that it's solid. And it is solid. However, it's a different cost as well. There's a different cost involved. So again, if you're doing this, and you're staying more locally, that like we starting out, I would not have a problem use GolfWorks at all. All right. If you're growing and you're going outwards, I would certainly give them a shot. Go purchase it. And there's a distributor in Cincinnati that you can order, and they're pretty fast. But be prepared when you're sitting down to the cost of that glue. There you go. Whew. The power couple of Ohio golf. Is that you guys up north? Oh, all righty. Thank you, Matt. Larry, happy anniversary to us. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. JPX Hot Metal shiny. I know, right? That turned out to be. I would bet real money that Mizuno is absolutely shocked and amazed at the progress they made in 2021. As I understand, they surpassed all kinds of records in 2021 for numbers of sales and the popularity, just all kinds of stuff. And that Hot Metal is a game improvement club. I was just looking on if you guys go to My Golf Spy, they were talking the most wanteds. And from a game improvement, it took the number 1. So it's a very good club. The what do they call it? The chromoly is very, very good, and you'll see it in the Mizuno Pros as well. So this year, I would think you're probably going to hear a lot of pomp and circumstance with the 225s, and that's the old HMBs. You're gonna hear a lot of that, I think, and out of that clan, and yes, they are releasing 2 more drivers, and I just ordered them today, so we're going to see when they show up. I hope to do that. Oh, and I got another announcement. Might as well talk about it today. Let me go. Let's get a few more. Mike Zuloff put together a GolfWorks wedge pack, liking it. Yeah, GolfWorks does pretty good for those things, right? They every once in a while you find that gem in the rough. Now the GolfWorks wedges are nothing to sneer at. Particularly, they had the MGs. Those things are very nice, and there's a choice there for the type of wedge player that you can be. And if you're just getting into, hey, I'd really like to try this out kind of thing, what better way to do that, right? So not too bad. Oh, Charles, if you're watching, how about that back there? There. That over there. Huh? Think you might like that one. Hey, Jim Rum, happy holidays. Couple questions for the big guy. Okay. Throw them out there, buddy. All right, David. How you doing, bud? Mrs. McGough, happy anniversary. Thank you. I congratulate. How long? See? How did you put up with him so long? And that's a heck of a question. I'm sure it's my charming personality. Charles, thank you so very much, sir. Again, showing you that. Pretty good. Okay. Sunny V, up in Canada. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you and Happy New Year. Although, if you guys watch the news, I hate to be a Debbie Downer on this one, but if you guys watch the news, I just saw it on a news flash that a lot of the more popular New Year's celebrations, outside, inside, that kind of thing, are being canceled. They're being canceled because of the new variant of COVID that's out there. So if you guys had a very public or very popular New Year's thing going on, I would suggest highly that you check to make sure that it's still on and not, or make other alternate plans, because we're talking like New York, right? Millions upon millions of people and turning it off. So if they're doing it, I can only imagine there's some others. In Florida, probably not so much, or Texas, but in the upper states, you're going to see it. All right. How close to the 100th episode are we now? Must be getting close. Well, on this one, I think we've hit it once. We might be at the 101 or 102. Maybe that last week might have been it. I'll have to go back and look. I was just looking at that for the year end of stats, and just so you guys know, I was looking. I had 1.1 million views for this year, and that is a lot, but it pales in comparison to the bigger numbers. But I'm proud of it, and thank you guys for very much. And untold thousands of hours of watch time, which is really good. Which, again, thank you very much for that one. And I looked it up. I came away with 50. I basically ended up doing one video a week when it was all said and done. And we did one of these every week. So when it's all said and done, I'll have 104. So for the year. So that's another one. Let's get to this one. We'll go next. Love the MP29s. They are very nice. That I think you might end up, like, if you have a chat, the 223s are something to look at. Okay, so next one is the PGA merchandise show. You'll hear it first, but I'm going to make a video about what we're going to go do. We're going. Miss McGough and I are going. I've checked the list. It's not going to be as attended by the vendors as one would think. Not very many OEMs, and which for me, that's okay. We're going to be able to talk to the ones that are going. I've already sent out my emails. There's going to be a handful of shaft companies, a handful of grip companies, and then what's really going to be intriguing is some of the new stuff that's coming out, new vendors. And I really like doing that. Mr. McGough gets kind of perturbed. So let's go to the new vendor area. And there's always this big block of area where you just find this diamond in the rough. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to talk to them. The ones that we like, we'll talk to them. We're going to talk with the Flight Scope and some of the simulator people. So it's going to be a real busy 2 or 3 days. And at the end of each one, I've done this a couple years in a row. At the end of each day, all right, the end of each day, I do one of these. We'll do a live stream. So it may be very rough because I probably end up doing it on my phone it'll be all purely based on internet the signal that I can get. So hopefully I don't get lost and it works out pretty good. So as it comes along, we'll throw out a bigger schedule. James Matthews, do you still need a clamp for your spine device to fit in your vise? I can 3D print something for you. Do you still need a clamp for your spine device? Oh, you mean the thing that hooks on my laser? That thing? To fit in your vise. Oh, do I need a clamp? Okay. What I do is I put the thing and I put it in the vise. Yeah, it would be kind of nice to have something that I've seen where guys have mounted something in the middle with like a hose clamp and they just made a solid block and then they put that in there. That would be neat. I'd have to see. We'd have to talk about that one. But thank you. That would be something neat to see. Travis K. from New Jersey. How you do there? Do you have a go-to special ball marker? Ball marker. No. I have a Sharpie. If I'm going to do a ball marker, if you're talking about marking on a golf ball, I use a Sharpie. If you're talking about a go-to ball marker, yeah, I do. It's the ball marker that's on the McGolf divot tool. It's on there. I'll use that one, and then I have a marker on each one of my hats, and each one of them is something special. This one was from TPC Sawgrass. I hope you can see it. Down at the bottom, that says Sawgrass underneath of it. I've got a navy one, and I've got a navy one. Oh, I got one that was a Japanese marker that my sister gave me that was pre-Fujikura or pre-Fuji tidal wave, right? I got one of those, and those stay on the hats. But as a whole, I use the McGolf marker that's on my divot tool. I'm planning on it, Charles. If I can just with what I worked out over this last, basically working off almost 3 months worth of rust, and to be able to get out there and do that and really not lose a ball and I threw a couple balls way out there. And when I was swinging the irons, I was hitting distances in 50-degree weather that I was hitting in 90-degree weather. So I'm very, very excited about what's going to happen. Mr. Kent, how are you, sir? Season's greetings to you as well. Thank you very much. Oh, Krista, you sent us something that was not converted over. It's for this 22 season. Mizuno Titleist, the T100S's, offset like a 921 Tour. Okay. I bet he's also talking about that. He found that iron that has almost zero offset. Okay, asking quietly on hoping you have an online school up and running. Love to see this happen to 22. That would be a good goal to set, wouldn't it? We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Matt, 4 dozen Chrome Soft with the True Viz, 3 more golf books to add to the library were my Christmas gifts. I dig on the True Viz, you know that. What kind of golf books did you get? I am a golf book nut myself. I like the histories. I'm a history nut. Not much for all. There's too many instruction booklets out there with too many ideas, that can get you into the wrong. But I do like the history ones. Now, as far as that goes, the Nicholas Golf My Way, I do like that one. But we're talking about 60s, so you take everything with a grain of salt. But if nothing else, Nicholas was one of the best golf course managers on the planet, and he talks to that in there. The other one I got a long, long time ago was a Ledbetter one. It was one of his very first ones. Wasn't bad. Uh, Outside of that, everything I got's golf equipment, golf history, from the beginning of golf, guy helping get golf started, old Tom Morris stuff. I got 3 of those books. Very nice. Very cool. Very good. Hey, there you go, Charles. Welcome. Thank you so very much, too, buddy. If you missed this might have, as already asked, my go-to ball marker. This very well may become the new go-to ball marker. Is that guy. All right, particularly if I'm playing for money. That guy. That's going in the bag as soon as we're off here. So, not too bad. Oh, Krister got her changed over. Got the flu the day after Christmas Eve. The day after Christmas Eve. You mean Christmas? Had plans to test new irons for the 22 season. We'll be switched from Mizuno to something else, towards the 100S. Well, Titleist has been heavily marketing right now, Krister. So I hope so. Hope so. Yeah, you did. That's pretty good. Hey, have you tapped it yet? Oh, no. No. Not this. That, not yet. That one I'm holding on to. Although, when we went to Scotland in 18, I bought another Macallan that was called Terra. It was a limited edition. And it was what I thought was quite pricey at the time. And that one probably will get opened. Dave, my fiance got me a new Excalibur iron shafts for my Ping ones and a new uncut project RDX Blue. Ooh, RDX Blue. There you go. Excalibur iron shafts, depending on which one. Those could be nice. My dog Rex shot 107 Christmas Eve, properly prepared, shot a 92 Christmas Day, wearing house slippers and a baseball grip. Both rounds was fun. Need to play more than once a month. Yes. T100S is much less offset than the 920 One Tours. They look awesome. Dude, the 921 Tours have almost none to begin with. These things must be butter nice. But but I've heard a lot in the last month, the 100S has come up in conversation more than a couple of times. So I might have to take a look at that. Matt, I think getting the Ping Hoofer bag really had a great impact on my golf. Well, good. Being the walker type that you are, that's one heck of a bag, to be sure. I would have to say that it was the Wilson Staff D7 forged irons that you put together for me. Well, thank you, Charles. Thanks, Charlie. They are extraordinarily nice, and I told them that I wish they would have thought they were going to do better, because they ran out. They ran out easily in October-ish time frame. And we've been waiting on the D9 forges to show up. And so I'm kind of hoping that will show up shortly. Pardon me. All right. Samson, what do you say, sir? I have a rattle in the head of my 5-wood. It is without an adapter, so it has a small opening. Do you have any idea how to get a piece of plastic glue out? The opening is about 3 millimeters wide. Okay, so let's just use this. I know this is an adapter, but let's assume that it is not. What you're talking about is a bonded head. And what they mean by bonded head is that it doesn't take a screw. It doesn't take a screw to take it apart. That you have to apply heat. And so if you're bonded, which means the glue's in here, and you'll have to pop it out. Now at the bottom, and you see there's like silver at the bottom of this one. You'll have one or two different colors at the bottom. It'll either be silver or white. And what that is, it's called a hosel plug. The silver one is a disc, and the disc is no bigger around that hosel, and it is paper thin, absolutely paper thin. The white one, pardon me, is plastic, and it is a little thicker, but it has a bit of a knob that goes right. It holds itself in the hole and just sits right on the top of that hosel. The easiest way to get to that is using a very small drill. I'm trying to think. I don't know what the conversion is, but for here, it's a 1/16th, a 1/16th inch, if not smaller, if you can get that. And you run it down there, and you poke the hole. You drill the hole in the bottom, and let it catch that disc or that plastic, and then it'll just pull straight right back out. Now, what do you do inside there? The rattle is quite possibly a piece of welding slag that was used when they welded the head together. And what they put in there to help reduce those types of rattles, they put what's called rat stop or rattle stop glue. And what you're going to have to find is either one, you can try and shake it and see if you get lucky and it pops out, right? That you have about a 1% chance of that happening. The other way is to buy some of this rattle stop from any the Diamond Golf or Diamond Tour Golf in the UK. I don't know if there's a major supplier in your area or not, but in the UK that they're like the Golf Works over here, and they will certainly have it in their club making section. It's a tube. It's a bottle about this tall, about this big around, and I put it in the microwave for like 5 seconds. That's all, just 5 seconds, enough to where you get it gluing. And it should have basically a straw, and you put the straw into the hosel area, and let it set in here, and then you squirt. You just basically 2 or 3 squirts like that. Pull that out, shake it around, and let that thing find that glue, and you're done. And then you can either put another cap back in there or just run without it. I would put another cap back in, and there you go. But that's how you're going to stop that. Now, some clubs, particularly in these types, we'll take it a step further, particularly in the ones that have adapters, and you pull the adapters out, there's a very large hole that's exposed in this neck of the woods. And those are, if you find it in that, those are actually much easier to work with because the hole's bigger. But in the bonded heads, it's just like I told you. And there's Danny Phil winning the PGA. I'm on that one. From a golfing perspective, oldest guy to win a major championship. I'm there with that. And he's going to be playing in the Tournament of Champions, which he hasn't done in a very, very long time. I like that. That's pretty decent. For Jim, is for me, virtually meeting Bruce Rarick of Burnt Edges. I know Bruce. I've met him in person. Consulting turned everything I knew about putting on its head. Now with Seymour, I can actually putt. Funny story on that is I actually helped. Bruce was working in Indiana and up at Plymouth, Indiana, at a golf course up there. I can't remember the name of it now. Very nice, two 18-hole golf courses, a teaching facility, and it held the Indiana Hall of Fame. Swan Lake, that's what it's called. It had a nice hotel and everything. So he was up there and he was trying to establish a bit of a repair center and get all those things started. And he and I just happened to be up there, and we started talking. It was just conversation, and he figured out what I did and invited me back up to help set up his golf repair shop. And for doing that, he gave me a lesson, and it was a very long lesson. It was a all day kind of thing, and helped me get through a few things. And but he's a super nice guy. And it was right then and there he was really taking off with his putting. So that's very, very cool. All right. Speaking of Callaway clubs, can you elaborate on the Memphis 10 shaft? Well, Patrick, the Memphis 10 is very much along the same lines as the Uniflex, as far as I'm concerned. Maybe just a hair softer, maybe. Give me a minute here, please. Okay. The Memphis 10 is just is in that same area, but it was made in those days when they weren't really stepping, that they were just kind of sculpting the steps, and that's the difference. It runs in the look at that. It runs in the high R, low S range, but more into the regular than into the stiff. I heard a rumor. New TaylorMade Stealth and the Stealth Plus drivers have carbon faces. Wonder how that's going to play. Well, the fact that everybody saw it in Tiger's bag, it's going to go crazy. Now, whether it works or not, I don't know. Everything I've seen that had carbon fiber on the face, everything I've seen with carbon fiber on the face has fallen on its face. Carbon fiber on the crown, carbon fiber underneath to help remove and reduce weight, fantastic, right? However, on the face, not so much. And however, if this is truly that way, the other thing is a lot of golfers are sound sensitive, and there'll certainly be a different sound. So if it performs well, I'm sure they will adapt to the sound, and we'll see. We'll just see. But I'd like to. I mean, it looked cool sitting in the bag. I'll give them that. But I'd like to see one for certain. So TaylorMade, if you happen to be watching, ha ha ha, send me one. I'd love to test it. There is what should I look for on a previously trued shaft? There is a blank white sticker on the butt with no mark, and a trued sticker 5 inches down. Nothing near the tip in line with the logo seems likely. Depends on what the truing is, but if you've got a sticker, so on the sticker, I'll just use this napkin as an example. If this is the sticker, what you'll see, and it says true on here somewhere, there ought to be a line like right where my fingers are. And what it's doing, it's splitting, and they've lined it so that they're telling you that's where that spine or the flow or whatever it is for their truing, whoever trued it up, would be. And that's what do. Otherwise, it's nothing more saying, hey, this was a shaft that was trued up. Now, what I would also look for is, in some cases, if this is I would look for a line on the butt end of the shaft, like a red line or a white line. You might find that at the back, but no, you'll find anything in the tip. Tim Hewitt, I think we answered that question for you. Hopefully I got it for you, but the divide ball and the spin control I get for a low compression ball was not what I expected after playing Pro V for years. Well, I hope that's a good thing, Tim. Hope it's a good thing. And we did answer you on the other question. You asked about the where to put the line, and it's at 12 o'clock. And that's where the face goes, like that too, shaft face, and we're doing that. And it was funny because when Robin said Tim Hewitt has a question for me. Tim Hewitt used to be a guy that was in the Professional Clubmaker Society, owned My Ostrich Golf, and his name was Tim Hewitt. And the dude was apparently he's a brilliant computer guy because he's working the computer field again. But I thought, well, what the hell is Tim asking me a question for? And then I got to see your face on there, and I thought, oh, okay, not the same guy. But hopefully you got the answer. There you go. TPI certified, good stuff. You are? Okay, cool. I guess there's a handful of different levels of certification in that, and he's at the next one up, whatever that is. And but his place, I've seen pictures of his place. It's just this. It's a nice big workout room where you can bounce balls and jump and get on those squares that folks work out on, and machine weights and regular weights. He's got it going on. New Year's resolution: learn to hit a controlled draw and fade, not a snap, hook, and slice, which I currently have. Well done, sir. Anything for that. Jim, what are your thoughts on the new TaylorMade driver Tiger game? I think we just talked about that. Oh, that stealth driver, it's the same shape as the other one, just made differently. And I really don't know too much about it. However, other than if it truly is carbon fiber on the face, I hope, I can't believe that they would just go back that many years and not do something else to it to make it perform better, because that was always the failure of this thing. It never rebounded like a titanium face, and that was always the problem. And then it gave you a thunk instead of a ping of the time. So, but the shape apparently was pleasing. I prefer the black versus the other one, the other driver, and the coloring. The black one I think looks better. All right. John, what's up? Was the course wet? No, it was not. Well, that's a lie. It was wet in spots. If you got off to the edges, you were in real fear of not making it back out. So, and Bob, who I was golfing with, knows that course inside and out since he cuts grass there. And he says, "Oh, you don't want to go over there. It's wet. Don't want to go here. It's wet." And then if we ever found ourselves in a little bit wet, I just kind of slowed down so we didn't tear up the grass. But as a whole, no, it was actually pretty nice. And the greens were just really super good. I thought they were soft, but they still rolled pretty quick. What I liked about the golf past year is some of the rule changes. My 2022 goals are more stretching and getting from that 7 down to a 4. Duke, from a 7 down to a 4, that would be awesome. That's a lot of work, right? That's a whole lot different than going from I don't know, a 15 down to a 12, or even a 20 down to a 17. Going from a 7-7 to a 4, that's a lot of work. I hope you get it. John says, Jim and Robin, happy holidays. Same to you, sir. To pass the test with ease is not to have the score in your head, just play. I would have to agree. I'm going to go out there and just play, and I'm going to just basically try. The idea is shoot the lowest score I can shoot, and hopefully we make it happen. Arnie Sanchez, how you doing, sir? Hoorah. I saw an article on replacing wedge shafts with a stiff or extra stiff 8-iron shaft to promote more controlled lower ball flight, higher spin. Is that possible? Yeah, that I saw. If it's that video, I saw the same one. It's by another guy. So, what that's called, Arnie, is a spinner. Okay, that happened. That was generated years ago when Rifle Shaft was its own company. And there was 3 levels of certification: a rifle certified, advanced certified, and a master certified. And I had passed my advanced, and I was in the teaching stage of the masters when they got bought. So that the classroom just stopped. Anyway, in these classes, they talk about making a rifle spinner. And that's where that term comes from, for lower ball flight, higher spin. And what you did is that if you played a stiff, you would go and get an 8-iron extra stiff and cut it down to a wedge. And what that did was it gave you that same control, but just a little bit more of that at the bottom. So you didn't lose anything in weight because it's a slightly heavier shaft, and you got a little bit more kick into it for where it pinches. And then because it was a little slightly stiffer, it stayed down. And when Rifle met its demise and got bought, the True Temper picked it up, and that's what you're seeing. So now, even when you see it now, you'll see in older models, even in Callaway, they'll call them True Temper spinners, and that's what they're doing. Okay, that's what they're doing, and you'll see that in other ones. Now, I do it here. If somebody truly asks for something that they need, if they say that they're struggling with that wedge, right? If they're struggling with that wedge, I got the container. Then I'll suggest a spinner shaft. But the way that a lot of these wedge shafts are made now, there are some that are made to that way, and there's some that are not, and so you just have to know that. But yeah, does it do that? Yes. Does it do it for everybody? No, because we're all golfers. All right. And in that same one, I believe the statement was made that Tiger Woods uses it like that. I don't know. I've never heard anybody say that. So he very well may. And if he does, it makes sense because he's one hell of a ball striker. But I don't know that one. Nobody says that he hits spinners or does that kind of stuff in his wedges. But because if he did, everybody on the tour would be doing it. So, and I know that's not happening. So there you go. But yes, it is, and it's a spinner. It's a good thing. All right, Charles Bartholomew, surprised you could take a div in 28 degrees, Matt. The ground is surprised. Yeah. Well, the club stuck to it. All right, here we go. Darren, what is the max length of a new raw shaft before it would not fit the required hosel? What average CPN differential on a new shaft before and after temp trend is allowed to its max? If you're talking about tip trimming before it won't fit into the hosel, Darren, that is different for each shaft. There are shafts that have 3 inches of tip. There are shafts that have 6 to 8 inches of tip. And so, it depends. Each one of them depends. The ones that typically have, 3 inches or less are virtually not made to be tip trimmed. You got to put them in. But the other ones, you keep in mind that whatever that is, there's about an inch and a quarter to an inch and a half. An inch and a half is a good measurement for conservative, so that you ensure you got full insertion depth. But about an inch and a half less than what that total tip trim is. So if you have a 4-inch tip and you come off of that and it's 2.5, 2.75 inches max, and that's so it will fit in there, right? You go anything that, you run the risk of not making it all the way to the bottom. All right. John Matson had a lesson Christmas Eve and hit a 1.5 smacker with my crap driver swing. Well, there you go. That means you found the middle, buddy. You found the absolute middle. Good for you. Jason, how are you, sir? I love the JPX 900 driver, but I recently seen the Mizuno STG. Have you had a chance to hit or any thoughts on it? The STG, buddy, is one. In short, Jason, it's better than the 900. Okay. After the 900, the Mizuno folks really took to making a good driver head. And they started, I think maybe they even started with the 900, and then they got into the STs. And what they did is they said, okay, this is what we're shooting for this model set in this generation. And they saw what they saw, and they said, okay, we got this coming up. We're going to include that into this one and put that together. And that was the next generation. They said they want to add one more, and they're going to put in all that extra stuff, and that's what they've been doing. So it's been getting increasingly better. The G model is a movable weight model, so it does tweak, and I think it's a good one. And it's also a spin killer. All three models are spin killers, to be exact. So, but yeah, I do think it's a very, very good shaft. Now, what I have been finding out too, Jason, is that our VRTX Project X shafts that for custom club makers works awesome in these things. Reds or blues, high or low launching, works really, really good in these things. Steve, how are you, sir? Thank you for being on. Hope you guys have a great New Year's. Hope to see you at the PGA show. Yep, we'll get a hold of you soon.
You put the blue in his blue driver head.
Oh, well, there you go. Now you know. It works even better in the other one. Stephen Pulaski, how are you, sir? My 59s have arrived. I will be shipping this week. Very good, sir. We can't wait. You need to quiet down. Hopefully get 18 tomorrow if the snow and the fog are gone. Kent, you are the man. When you're waiting for snow, you know you're the man when you're waiting for snow to get off the golf course so you can go play. That is you're a one stout individual, sir. All right, DS, driver lie angle. In fittings, do many people perform any differently with the same loft but different lie angle? Any correlation between iron lie angle and driver lie angle? Okay. There's a lot to unpack on this one. The driver lie angles, there's basically two sets. There's the set what we'll call the average golfer lie angle, and then what they will call the pro golfer lie angle. And obviously the average golf lie angle is a little bit more up, and let's just say it's 62. Okay, where the pro lie angle is closer to 60. Now, does that happen in every group and every driver? No. Each manufacturer is completely different because it's the geometry of the head or the paint scheme or the way that they weave the carbon fiber on the top can give it a different appearance to make it look flatter or upright in that case. All right. So again, like the best answer in golf, it depends. However, lie angle becomes important as the loft of the club goes up. So if you started at the lob wedge and the sand wedge, lie angle would be paramount at that place. All right, paramount. Now, as it gets lower, lie angle has a less effect on how it's impacted. Okay, so what am I saying? At a driver, lie angle is really not too that much important unless it's some sort of freakish cosmetic appearance thing. And it's way more important in the lower irons even still. All right. So maybe from like the 7 on down, very, very important, but it's important for good turf interaction, the upper one, but far more important at the bottom. And, but have I seen any correlation? Not necessarily, because the other thing that we take into effect is toe droop. And what will happen is, you could start like this, and when the shaft gets in there, it could flatten you out, and it's called toe droop or downward angle bending, whatever. And that could take place of all of that. All right. Patrick, smoking a primer and rosemary is always good. You can pan sear it, then smoke it to help start the crust. Yeah, there's a couple of ways so far, Patrick. I've been seeing this one is I've got a beef base that we're going to throw a little bit of either garlic paste or we're going to munch up some garlic.
Speed it up. You're way
Oh man, I'm way over again. So anyway, with that, some rosemary and some thyme, the garlic, in either olive oil or some butter, and mix it up into a a paste of sorts, cover it all up, and then cook it at like between 275 and 300 or even 350 for about 5 minutes a pound, and then bring it down to 275 and just let it go till it's about 130 in the middle, and that gets that medium rare. So far, that's what I've been hearing. So we're gonna test it at that. Oh, Tim, we all were, buddy. We all were. In the 60s, it was only in the 30s here with the wind chill. It was nippy 20s. Charlie, that's exactly what I expect it to be here, and eventually it will be. It'll get down to that, and we will be paying for it for at least a month. There you go. All righty. Steve, and happy anniversary. Thank you, Steve. Oh, Miss Penny must be on. That's Bob's wife. Our support is free, Robin. We both appreciate you anyway. Yeah. There we go. Happy New Year's past my prime. There's Penny. Bob's Penny. Let's see, there's Bob and Penny right there. All right. Let's see. Dan Johnson, happy anniversary, 49 years for Kathy and I. Nice. Look at that. Must have been a popular thing. I told her she was the best tax break I got the first year we got married. Uh-oh. The rain's here. I can hear the rain. Yeah, Steve, we'll have to get, when I get more firmed up on when we're going to be down there. I'm going to be down there Monday for a Acura demo day, and then we're going to go to the demo day, and then we'll be marking around. So whatever day you get there, just let me know.
I think it's raining. It's time for you.
I just heard that, right? Thank you, Mike, very much. Christers, Happy New Year's to you, too. Thank you. Yeah, the shaft was the one that we put in your blue club. The laser clip on the shaft flow, is it something that you made, and if so, how? Yeah, I did. It's two cable clips, and it's the two 3/8 cable clips, and it has a little, obviously it looks like that, but on the back side there was a finger on the back. You can buy them at Lowe's, Home Depot, or whatever, and I basically cut that piece off, and so I have two circles, and then what I do is I flip them so that it looks like an S, and that's what we do. I think if you look for laser on their laser or flow tool, I show you how to do that. Mike says happy anniversary. Thank you. Scored a Sun Mountain Maverick bag. Thanks to McGall for the intro to Sun Mountain. Yeah, very good, sir. We were going to do the thing, but my rep didn't get any bags. So she's also going to be down there. So I might find her, and maybe we'll just do our bag review then. All right. Bro. Oh, that one is good, bud. I appreciate that one, Patrick. Very good. Kirk Ruggles, how are you, sir? Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. We'll come see you guys soon. Got a new 3-wood to get gripped with fat grips. All right. Very good. Thank you for watching, too. It is a nice sign, isn't it? Another question: Do you think the market on single link clumps will grow enough for Mizuno to make one? No. Even if it was to explode, if it was to explode, Mizuno is very, very conservative in their approach to golf. Something absolutely mysteriously outstanding would have to happen for that to occur. They're just not going to do it. If you're looking to, the hot metals are very, very nice, to be sure. The only one you're going to get close to, and the only ones that are doing it, is the Cobras in the F series clubs. Those, they tend to be very nice, but is it any more than what you currently have? Probably not. First time watching the show. Good show. Well, good for you. Thank you. Come on back every Monday. Okay, I feel like a comedian when I do it. I'm here every Thursday. Patrick Barman, way to go. Sterling single length irons seem to have been a success. Any experience or feedback with the EQ? Well, just so happens Jason was one of those guys I was just talking with, and he's killing it. Yeah, in fact, I talked to Mr. Wishon when he made when he made the first set, the Sterlings, and we had a fairly good discussion about them, and he told me that these were going to be way better, and I have to agree. I think that they are. They look better cosmetically. I think they look better. I think the technology behind them is better. I think they hit better. So yeah, I think they're better. All right. There you go. I'd like to see that happen too, sir. Been using GolfWorks for 4 years, never had a failure. Like I said, Dave, in 20 years, it was still, very, very small amount. And it was just a decision when I was starting to go out there, go out a little further, and when we were sending clubs out further. And I just wanted to make sure. Do I have confidence in that epoxy? Absolutely. In fact, I still have a couple bottles of it up here. However, when I'm building this, it's the 420 first, 810 second. Will you do a video from the show, or will they allow any broadcasting? To the point, Danny, I have 2 passes to the show. One is for being a buyer / guy that owns a business, and the other one is media, and it's for this right here. And yes, I will be filming the ideas. I will interview as many of those people that we're all familiar with as possible for the new releases. And we'll be talking with them because I get a little more in-depth information when we do this from them that you guys may not see. That helps me explain this stuff better to you. And some of the engineering folks, I'll call them out on things and they'll go, oh yeah, well, okay. And then I get the real scoop. And so it's making friends because I know a lot of these guys and they're like, hey, how you been? It's one of those things. And it's a lot of fun. Miss McGolf doesn't like it very much, but she's a trooper and she stays there right with me. But then finding the new people and introducing them to the world. And at the end, we will be doing live streams at the end to tell you what I saw. 46, the first 9 holes on the new knee. Nice job, Mr. Van Fleet. Well done.
Dude, speed it up.
I'm trying. I'm almost to the bottom here.
No, you're not.
Thank you. Have your wish, really? All righty. Oh, my God. Hello from Vancouver. Hello. Right. Vancouver. Just joining this late, so not sure what the conversation about. Glad to join. Been hobbyist club maker on and off for 10 plus years, so love watching the videos. Well, Ron, thank you, sir, for joining us. You're more than welcome to come in on the Mondays anytime and watch them. Don't be afraid to like and subscribe. Robin and I made it to Vancouver here a while back because they had a McCleary golf course, and I went in there and asked them, I said, hey, what are you doing with my golf course? And they said, well, who are you? I said, I'm McCleary. And they kind of looked at me. They for some reason, they didn't think that was very funny. And then I had to show them my driver's license. And they still didn't think it was very funny. But very nice golf course. The one thing that stood out, I was playing with a doctor at one of the local hospitals and a guy that works in the finance department, and they both knew that there was 23 different species of trees on that golf course. Very cool.
Dude, speed it up.
Cut it out.
I'm hearing your stories.
I know.
Speed it up.
Okay, he's getting back with you. Yes, they did. All right, we'll have to check them out. Do you need me to hook you up with Seymour for your PGA PAT? I know a guy. I know, right?
You're not that far down. I know. Speed it up.
Really? It looks like according to this, I'm down to the bottom.
No, not even
Great to hear
close.
about your achievements with distance. Just don't neglect the putter. That is true, sir. I only won 3 putt, so it was feeling very, very good. I figured out my little issue. Hello from the cold and wet UK. Hope you both had a great Christmas. We did, and thank you, and same to you. Wishing a happy new year, also a happy anniversary. Andy, thank you very much. You have a good New Year's as well. Dennis Hood, there's a new one. Speaking of history, Olimar golf history is interesting. Yes, Olimar golf history is very interesting. The the guy was the guy in charge of Olimar. What was his name? He did stuff with Bobby Jones. I got to talk to him when he was designing the Bobby Jones stuff. Very nice guy, super nice guy, just willing to talk anything with you. Very good guy. Oh, it moved up on me. Learned so much about clubbing equipment reviews in your channel. Well, thank you, sir. Make sure you tell folks. Okay. I don't know what the Eureka golf swing is, but we'll see. All right. Then Debbie, one of our vlogs. There you go. Well, you can get her on here. We'll say hi to her too. Looking forward to seeing the D9 Ford. So am I. I think it's going to be a good one. I'm going to have to start checking. Mr. McGolf told me to keep moving. He just took a COVID test as well, getting the results 3 days from now. Yes, and anywhere the new stuff is being like that. What are my thoughts on the 919 Tour irons? Actually, you better be any of the Tour irons from Mizuno. They are players' cavity irons. They're very thin top lines. They're very thin soles. Sometimes they have a longer blade length, or they look like they have a longer blade length, and they are very. You have to be, well, let's put it this way. You have to be a very, very good ball striker to get the most out of them. I am playing the 921 Tour irons, and I'm not a very good ball striker, and at least not in my own mind's eye. I can get it out there, and the one thing I know is the feedback that it gives you when you hit it. You know, when people say, oh, it was a groove low or a groove high, I don't have that feel like that, but I know when I've hit low, and I know when I've gotten outside my, outside the hitting area, and then I know what to expect. If you're kind of an average ball striker, I just move up one and go from there. But if you're a good ball striker, there is absolutely nothing wrong with them. All right. Nice. Way to go, Kent. Right off the bat. Brendan Brown, how are you, sure? Saw a 65. Good job. Best score ever, and third today, -2 off of. Daggone, buddy. I might have to come over there for a lesson. Well done. Good job. Jim, if a short guy has a really flat swing, does that mean his lie angle for irons and hybrids should also be flat 1 or 2 degrees? Probably, right? If you have a flat swing, it doesn't matter who you are. If you have a flat swing, traditionally, yes, you need to be flat maybe 1 or 2 degrees. So if you have the proper length of your golf club and still have the flat swing, then yeah. And normally short guys get a flat swing because the clubs are way too long. Of course, choking down, which you're probably doing, and you still need it. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I would check. But go check. If you have a place to do that, just have them do a lie angle test with you. Run through all the clubs. Have you dabbled at all with round putter grips? A couple of times. I've put some on. They don't. I haven't necessarily ran across a. Well, wait, that's not true. I did come across one, and it was basically like a tube. And I have it well. And on my demo, what I have is my putting tool, the putting jig that I have. It has a round grip on it, just so that the golfer, it's like a neutral grip. There's no flat one way or another. There's no shape one way or another. It's just bigger and it's rounder. Does it work any more or less than anything else? I think there's a place. Personally, I think there's a place for the thumbs to go, and it needs to be on a flat. All right. Aussie Traveler, I know where you're at. Haven't been getting the videos for some reason. Hope you had a great Christmas. Happy New Year's. Same to you, sir. And, I was just telling Mrs. McGolf that I think there's a bit of throttling going on, but you just never know. Right now it's Sydney. On the other week will be Adelaide. Wow. You are like a world traveler, buddy. Good job. All right, I made it down to the bottom. Jesse Ortiz, that's the man. He really broke through with Olimar. Him and that the other thin club that I think who was that guy's name? There's another fella. Anyway, they both went good with the low thin, and they had a place, right? And the Olimar was an excellent club, and I don't know what happened to him, but Jesse Ortiz is an excellent guy to be sure. All right, I made it to the bottom like Mrs. McGolf didn't think I was gonna. And we made it to we were 25 minutes over. That's what we call the Christmas edition. Yay! And next Monday it's going to be the New Year's edition. So come ready with your 2022 goals or your resolutions, whatever you want to call them. Let's bring them up and see what happens. And maybe some golf stories, and we can lie to each other some more. And again, guys, thank you so very much. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next Monday on What's in My Drawers. And let's see your scores go low.